How'd I clip? I clipped. I clipped the audio somehow. Like just going. All right. Yo, what up? It is me. I'm SolarLoon. I'm an independent game developer and the creator of Tetra 3D, and my camera is slightly askew. It's a little better. We'll say that's fine. Bird51 says hi. Hello, welcome to the stream. It's been a little while, not too long. Supposed to stream yesterday, or could have streamed yesterday, but eh, had other things to do. Work. Back with PS 1.5 dev. PS. Oh, PlayStation 1.5. It kind of is like that. Yeah, it kind of. I think so. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Everything's going pretty well. What did I? Oh yeah, I was dealing with some issues with raycasting and collision detection. I got them resolved. I think I got them resolved. The issue was essentially with my broad face collision detection. Basically, when checking for either raycast or collision detection against a surface, rather than checking every triangle, you want to check only the triangles that are kind of nearby, that are potentially nearby, and so that's where the broad phase comes into play. This object basically says, okay, well, I'm going to loop through the sets of triangles that are nearby the bounding object, whatever it is, or the raycast, and give you those to check rather than every triangle. And so it was working fine, or at least I thought it was working fine, but I don't think it was working fine. And so what I ended up doing is just making it so that it adds more of a margin. So you'll see this a little bit more clearly if I do this. With no margin, I keep doing that. I'm sorry. I know that's like super aggressive, and I'm not sure what the problem is. I have to fix it. But there's other things going on. So let me just do this so we can see. So this triangle here, if you can see my mouse, yeah, this triangle here, there's a problem in the corner. You can see I get kind of like, I start to fall through, and I can fall through. That's because basically the collision detection actually is working fine, but the broad face object is basically not giving the triangle because it lies outside of the bounds of the raycast, I guess. Maybe the triangle center or whatever. I'm not sure exactly why. Well, I kind of rewrote this entire thing to probably be a little bit better. Previously, it was a little bit, I think, wasteful. It was like using collision detection and stuff like that when it didn't really need to. Now it's just using kind of like lightweight dimensions, which are just pairs of vectors for the corners. Yeah, this is more complicated than the new solution, which is basically just like what's the intersection of these two things. And so I made some changes. I made some improvements, made it so that you can get projections easier, et cetera, et cetera. So with a projection being basically like you can, well, an AABB axis aligned bounding box is a 3D box, and it is comprised of 2 points. It could be comprised of 2 points. That's how it is handled in my implementation, which I think is pretty normal. The corners, right? And you can basically project the axes, like the sides, into a one-dimensional line. So basically, you can check to see if two AABB objects dimensions collide by basically just getting the projections of these lines, and that should work. We don't need to know how much they intersect by. We just need to know if they do intersect. Basically, if there's overlapping projections, and if so, then they intersect. And that seems to be working. So anyway, so yeah, just giving more margin, I think, should resolve it. And so now when we walk over here, and again, I'm going to change this. So this is the triangle that was problematic. When we walk over it, there's no issues. Very nice. Very cool. Looking back at this scene, we have our guys walking around and stuff. Something that I was thinking about is let's do something real quick. I'm gonna make this change real quick. So this is the light volume demo, and you can toggle that on and off. But you notice I can't actually toggle it all on and off. What I'm trying is basically kind of like updating the lighting only when necessary. Oh, you can see the triangles change over there, which is cool. So it's working very nice. But basically, I was like, wait a second. I could probably cache the lighting because the way that lighting is done is per vertex, and the lighting is stored separate from the vertex color. So I could make it so that basically lighting only updates if the lights or models change, which is really good because if we don't change things, like for example, this entire map doesn't change, so then lighting is just super duper low because all of these lights have been pre-calculated. And we only need to change it if something changes with the scene otherwise. Basically, if an object moves or if the lights move or change property, then we need to update lighting. But otherwise, we don't. And so that would be really cool. That would be a very good cost efficiency save. So let me just take a look here, because how am I making this turn on and off? Excuse me. Because this should be working as it is, but it's not. Okay. Forgive me, I'm thinking right now because I want to see if I can do this. I'm not sure if I can. Okay, so let's see if this works. I'm not sure if it will, but I think that this might be part of the problem. Let's see. I wonder if for triangles you have to use the circle that fits the triangle to get the broad face working right. Circle, sphere. Overcomplicating it. Balance margin seems to work fine. I think that was the issue, but we'll see. I think it fixed it, but I have to double check. But anyway, the idea here, because I'm not sure if I'm even going to keep these changes. The idea here works really well. You can see that the lighting is super duper low. It's just 0. It's like sub 0.04 milliseconds to light this scene, which is crazy because, of course, you know, it feels dynamically lit. It feels like normal. It feels like it's well lit. As the player moves through the field, the light volume, he gets darker and lighter. And then also, of course, the scene is lit. I'm not sure why this is black instead of green. But this scene, except for the player, is basically paused. Like the lighting is completely paused. It's not being calculated, which is really cool because that works really well. But the problem is that the lighting, vertex lighting, the color slice is per mesh, is not per model. And I'm kind of wary about moving that to each model. And it wouldn't be an issue, but if we have multiple models, then they all share lighting. Even if they, whether they move or not, they're going to share lighting. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Novice Art says, the keyboard sounds really nice. What model is it? Oh, I'm glad to hear that because I changed the audio to be better. I turned off noise suppression. Previously noise suppression was on and I did not like the way that my keyboard sounded. It sounded really weird, very funky. But now I'm glad it sounds normal. This is a Keychron K19 Pro, something like that. It's one of their full-sized keyboards. It's all grimy. I have to clean it. I have yet to clean it. I have to clean it again. Or I don't think I cleaned it because I got it not too long ago. But yeah, live in a very dusty place. It's very dusty here, and so there's dust in everything. Anyway, this is a Keychron K10 Pro. Keychron K10 Pro. Everything's stock on it. It sounds that good to begin with. Although I have purchased new keycaps and stuff for another keyboard, which unfortunately died. Keys from it died. You can't see it. It's in. Yeah, I don't think it might show up just a little bit. This white rectangle is it? It is a Epomaker. It's an Epomaker keyboard. Works really well. Or it worked really well, but then I think the enter key stopped working. Enter or shift, like a couple of the keys stopped working, and I think I replaced the switches and it still wasn't working correctly, which is a shame, because I like that keyboard. I was kind of getting used to it, but I think that was not 100% keyboard. It was maybe like 75 or 80%, and going from that back to 100% with the numpad is very nice. Well, with the full key layout on that one, as I recall, there was a numpad, but it was like combined with the arrow keys or combined with the insert home, page up, page down. And I really use all of the keys except for, some of them, like the lock screen button or whatever. Most of the keys I use, I want them to be on my keyboard. I don't want a smaller keyboard generally. Okay, so anyway, back to this. So this is working really well. I'm really happy with this. Basically 0 frame time, but the problem is that I'm not sure if I want to add the vertex lighting buffer, if I want to put that on the model, because then anytime you clone a model, it's going to need to create a buffer of thousands, potentially thousands of colors, which isn't crazy. That's the colors are it's just four float 32s. Really I could probably get a color 3 to cut that down to make it easier to work with, because you don't need alpha, right? You just need RGB. You could work with that might be fine. I don't know. Let's test something. Novice Art says, you and me both have very dusty rooms. yeah, it's I don't know why. I don't know what it is about I don't know, man. I don't have my window open. My window is not large, and yet I get dust. Like I could dust a surface and there's dust on it maybe 2 days later, like, a week later. It's like a significant amount, a noticeable, visible amount. And it's like, bro, why? Where is it even coming from? Anyway, hi. back to programming. So what I'm gonna do? I want to see how much time does it take. Well, firstly, let me get some music going. If it's too loud, let me know. I think that's fine. Around about 34, 30. Yeah, I'll drop it a little bit more. Let's play something beautiful. Okay, so yeah, I want to measure. I can't think of the profile. The amount of time it takes to allocate the vertex lights buffer, so I can kind of see, like, is it even worth worrying about? If it's adding, a millionth of a millisecond per, color value added, it's just not worth worrying about, and it's better to just implement it. Because what I'm thinking about is, like, on the one hand, you could say, okay, well, it's not worth it, you can just bake the lighting. But the upside of this is the lighting you don't have to manually bake the lighting. It doesn't have to be manually done. It is done whenever possible, so basically it automatically works. So, if you move an object, it will light normally, but if you don't move it, then it won't light. Yeah, like, basically it gives you the speed of baked lighting while giving you the dynamism of, movable objects. Novice Art says, man, I miss the banger music, man. Do you do commissions by chance? I can, yeah, sure. Like, I don't, just because no one's commissioned me for music very often. But yeah, feel free, if you want to commission me, please do hit me up. I would love to make some music for people. I think that'd be fun. So anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm. Well, yeah. Let me see what the time is looking like. Let me see what the time is looking like. Is this where it happens? I think so. Okay. $525. Pull up Blender real quick. So let's just say our map. Let's turn off subdivision, automatic subdivision, and let's just subdivide this until it's pretty dense. Let's just say it's 14,000 vertices. Did it do it? Okay, I'm not sure if it's doing it. Let me not go so hard. Let's go for just 3,000. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I was like, is it loading? Okay, yeah. So this is just a normal. Why did it take so long? Oh, it's because it's doing the raycast. Maybe I gotta see. I gotta see why it's taking so long. Okay, so this is fine. Let's just take a look. So for it to allocate 4,000, 4 to 5,000 vertex lights, it didn't take very long. Nanoseconds, microseconds. So maybe we're fine actually to move this to each model, and then we can basically just pool models when possible. Let me just check this. I just want to see, is this... It might be this, because ray testing probably would take longer. Yeah, ray testing is going to take longer probably. Because there's more triangles per... More triangles per triangle set. Yeah. Okay, that makes a logical amount of sense. And because it's like we're ray testing an entire volume, we're hitting every triangle. It's not like the player where we're testing just one position. We're testing it all. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so then it doesn't actually take a million years to load. The actual allocation of these vertices, of these colors rather, is pretty small. Okay. So we're talking about, yeah, microseconds here. Okay, so I think we're probably good to move it to the model. I think. So if that is the case, whoops, if that is the case, then I do want to do it, but I also feel like I'm making a lot of changes at once, and I don't want to do that. But I guess it's a little too late to not do that. Yeah, this is already super, like, deprecate. Like, it's super modified. So I guess it's fine. So we're just going to move the vertex lighting. Yeah, move this out of here and move it to model instead. Okay. Wait a second. When we go to mesh, yeah, okay, that's how we're doing it. Okay. All right, cool. Over here, we want to... This could be dangerous. All right, model.allocate vertex lights. New model, vertex lights. Append new model.vertex lights. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so like where and when do we add vertex lights to the models? Well, the mesh already has the vertices set up. So once we get to here, this should be where this happens, I guess. Okay, so then we allocate it. And now over here in mesh, we don't actually do this. Instead, we need to pass the model, because we need to do this for the model itself. Model. Like that. Okay, so then pass the model in. When we call this, we pass in the model here. And then instead of doing it here, we instead do it in the model like that. Okay. Let's see. All right, I know that there should be. Oh, let's see. Oops. I see. Okay. I gotta think about this one. Hold up. Make a temp branch and go from there. Huh. That's true. Maybe I should do that. Like maybe I'll make a temp branch and then merge them in piece by piece or something. I'm just thinking right now, because if if you cast a ray and it hits hits a triangle, that triangle is going to belong to the mesh, right? So how do we? And we have vertex indices, which is inevitable. That usually gives peace of mind whenever I screw up, which is inevitable. No, that's fair. Okay, we have an object here. That is the bounding object. There's no guarantee that it belongs to a model. So I guess we can pass the model like this. You know what? I'm just going to do it like this. Okay, that should work, I think. Because then we can say model is our object parent model, like that. We can make that assertion. Okay, so let's just, does it load at all? It probably won't. Oh wait, that's right. Let's undo this. That's not so bad. It does load. Okay, I'm shocked actually. I didn't think that would be this simple. Okay, so then, yeah, lighting frame time still super low. Now this does not alter this. Why does it not? And that's because the light base does not have its scene set. This does this here, okay. Excuse me. I guess we can just do it like this, actually. That might help us out. Let's see. Nope. That's because this hasn't icy. No, I don't see. Hold up. That does work. Okay. Well, wait a second. Hold up. Okay, well, I see. So that's how we're setting this directly here, like this. Okay. All right, so that actually should work. Sorry again. All right, whoops. This is kind of what I was worried about. I think this is, well, let's see. Yeah. This is kind of what I was worried about. So the vertex lights. This is probably happening before the triangles can get a chance to subdivide fully or something. Okay. No, wait, because process vertices happens here. And then lighting happens here. Okay. So then that shouldn't be a problem. It was working. So then why is this vertex index outside of the realm of vertex lights? $62, huh? 48, 92. I think, let me think. You can't not do the subdivided ones. Okay, so that means that there's an issue with the subdivided ones. If it doesn't crash, that means, yeah, there's an issue when we do this. That means that there's subdividing problems, and yeah, okay. For each vertex index, it's crashing here. Oh wait, I wonder if, hold on. Interesting. So it's fine if we turn... No, it happened there too. Okay. Okay, well then let's turn off... I denied this open twice. Let's turn off auto subdivision. No problems. Okay, so then it does have something to do with auto subdivision. It still happens even when auto subdivision. Oh, because this is also tagged for a subdivision. Yeah. So it's probably something to do with this object. I'm thinking. Well, I have a couple theories. Well, I don't know if I would say I have theories, but I think. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Hold up. I think there's someone at the door. All right. All right, so I'm back. As you can observe, okay, I have a theory. Hold up. color. I think it's got to be something to do with this. Well, now that I think about it, yeah, this might not work. Yeah, okay. I think I know what the issue could be. This object is here twice. This, like, bridge. And if this one was to render first, then it would subdivide the mesh and make these like extra vertex lights in the model. But this one doesn't subdivide because it's the same mesh, but the vertex lights are missing. I'm thinking. Alright, this is gonna have to be just like the hackiest way to do this. Nah, I can't do that. Well, maybe I could do this that way. Embrace the hacks. Let's try it and see. Let's try it and see. Okay, there's a couple things I need to do here. I'm just thinking. You know what? I'm not gonna make that arbitrary thing. Okay, I'm just thinking. Okay. Okay. I don't know why you did that. So subdivided mesh. Yeah, that's frustrating. Why can't I rename this to be lowercase? I see. Okay. I'm doing this because once we change the mesh, we need to basically recheck, like calculate the lighting, vertex lights slice. Alright, that should kind of do it, I think. Let's see if we missed any. Text. Alright, I'm gonna do this way because basically I can't change this because it's like, hey, you know, there's another folder that's using this. You can't just, you know, obliterate it like that, even though that's exactly what I want to do. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna make a quick backup of it real quick, and then I'm just gonna copy, move the examples out. Brother. What pack? What are you talking about? Force. I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have closed, but let's see if this makes a difference. There we go. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for. All right, now I can put this back into the folder. Okay, so now I can do that. I really should have done this a while ago, but I just never did. Okay, so now if the model has not been subdivided, we do subdivide it. And that basically just says model.auto sub allocate vertex lights. What I'm wondering is, well, I guess there's no way to do what I would like to do, so that's probably fine. Oh, we probably want to do that after, right? Or no way, because when we handle subdivision, this we don't want to do that here. We want to do that here. I think that's right. Let's give that a shot. Let's see. I'm getting there. Let's see. So if the model is not subdivided, we want to allocate, if the model hasn't been subdivided, we want to allocate vertex lights to cover it. Let's see. Let me make sure this is working. I should make this bigger as well. I forgot. Vertex lights. When we perform the subdivision, we're adding positions to the mesh. Let's see, vertex positions equals append vertex positions. We're appending vertex positions. Slurping. Okay, let's see. BC 7005, 7007. So these are clearly supposed to exist, so why? Okay, let me try something real quick. Okay, so that's working. So then there is something. This is something. Like at the end of this, vertex positions. Okay, let's see something. Like, I think I'm on the right track. Oh, it can be subdivided multiple times. Why would it be subdivided multiple times? Okay, well, the fact remains that it could be. Alright, that's fine. So then what we're going to do is... just keep it even simpler than previously anticipated. Subdivided mesh. Dude, why isn't it locating... I can't click on stuff anymore. Let's see. New model dot subdivided. Yeah, blah blah blah. Okay. Why is this model not lit? I mean, that's definitely better. Let's try this again. I think... we're allocating the vertex lights. The vertex lights must exist by this point, right? Oh. No, yeah. The vertex lights must exist by this point. Do we call this already? Allocate. Oh, that's... yeah. Let's try that. I'm on the right track, I think. Let's see. This is making a capacity, right? Size, length 0, capacity 10. That should work. No, that should be fine, actually. Mm, 31 is actually 1722 because it got subdivided. Okay, yeah. So then we want to subdivide it by, oh, why is this different from this? $377. Let's see. Oh, why don't I just do this? It does work. Let's see. Okay. I'm like super close. Let's see. So this thing's working, but not this. Why is that not working? I mean, it must be because of subdivision, right? Yeah, that already is true. Okay, I'm close, dude. I'm close. So, what I want to do is I want to... Must be doing this. Is it not lighting? Oh, maybe it's getting wiped out by the subdivision. Yeah. Okay. Copy. It should be the other way. There we go. Cool. Like, this is the whole reason that I'm doing this, so I can have basically like super low frame time, lighting frame time. But if I do this, if I rotate the map very slightly, now lighting has to be updated. And lighting is updated as it should be. Whoa. How did I slip the ground like that? Is it still broad phase issues? Oh man, come on. Yeah, I think it is an issue with broad phase. Still. Yeah, okay. I think it's because I'm like inverting the transform. It's not working the way I think it is. I think it should. Let me think. Hold up. These are the dimensions of the object being tested. So this is like a capsule, let's say. So the capsule has a... This is the transformed location of the capsule. Okay, I'm gonna guess. I wasn't paying attention, but I think if the thing is rotating a full rotation around, then maybe max and min are no longer, like, they become degenerate. The dimensions become degenerate, and so like maybe that's what's happening. Like, I think. What I'm thinking is, let me see if I can pull up Aseprite to visualize it. If I can't, then I guess I'm just not gonna pull up Aseprite, I guess. Hold up. Oh, it's updating. I think, yeah, but I think the issue is that the dimensions are becoming degenerate. I think that's what it is. Basically, like, this is, let's say this is min, and let's say this is max. This is the center. When we rotate them around like this, now this is min, and this is max, and so they basically become an inverse dimension, like it doesn't exist, right? I guess you could think of it like, imagine a line like this, and this goes from 0 to 1. When you rotate it like this becomes 0, and this becomes 1. But if you imagine this is the start and this is the end, it's basically like not gonna work. Essentially, it's not gonna. You can't assume this is the start and this is the end, because the line locations have reversed. I think that's what the issue is. So we're gonna try this. If so, we should be able to say, what do they call it in? Don't they like call it something to like? Canon. Yeah, okay. Okay, so if dim dot min, okay, well, we'll just do it like this. I don't know if it's my keyboard or what. Something is like, my keys are not, they're kind of sticking. I don't know. This should never be non-canon. Yeah, okay, let's try that. That might be it. Let's see if that makes a difference. Are your keys feeling like they sometimes type things out twice? No, not so much that they type things out twice, but they feel like when in VS Code, like I'm pressing enter or I'm pressing space and it's just not working. Like it's just not like taking input. I don't know. It's kind of an odd. I can't believe that was it. I'm happy. I'm like to be like, I think it's this, and then suddenly, you know, that's it. It's wonderful. Okay. This is interesting. You can see the shape, kind of the mesh move through the cells of the light volume. That's cool. Oh, did you see that the light like move across the wall like that? That's crazy. So yeah, this isn't actually 0 milliseconds. This is 2 milliseconds, I believe. I'm not sure why it's 0. Yeah, I'm not sure why. But this kind of is everything I wanted it to do, more or less. I think I have to stop here, unfortunately. We're, yeah, an hour and a half. Don't have a lot of time today. I got other stuff I need to do. Let's get these guys back in here, the dudes that were walking around. Oh, I'm parenting. That's why. Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure why. Let me see what I can do about the lighting frame time. Whoops. Let's see. Start timer, end timer. Oh, it's because I'm not always lighting. Maybe. Maybe better do it like that. Does that make a difference? Or is it 0 sometimes? When we clear the camera, that's when the lighting debug info is reset. No, that's not the solution. I feel like I'm on the right track though. Oh, that's why. Okay. That's better. I took off the AO just for a little bit of a cleaner visual so you can kind of see it more easily. Alright, that's pretty good, I think. I'm not sure why the lighting is like this. Why is the lighting like this? Why would it be 0 milliseconds? Okay, I think I see why. When you look at it like this, it's a little more clear. I think on certain frames... No way. Yo, wait. Oh, are your keys... Oh, yeah, okay. I already answered that. I think okay, there's a couple things I'm noticing. One is because updating the light stuff only happens on frames where there's movement. Some frames are much faster because there's no movement, so we don't have to light the scene for the models. Basically, they've been lit already, so we just draw it. That's really good. So those frames are just faster now. And then I think the reason why the numbers are inaccurate is because sometimes it grabs these frames that are really short, and sometimes it grabs these frames that are much longer. I think. Let's see. Let's see. Xbox says, have you considered lighting per texel so you don't have to re-render every frame and only do dynamic lights? Or are they all dynamic? Let's see. Consider lighting per texel so you don't have to re-render every frame. Do you mean like per texture? Like each texel on a texture? I hadn't considered that, but I mean, some models or meshes may not have textures, so rendering on a per texture basis may not texture pixel. Like that could work maybe if every model had a texture, and if every model had a UV map that aligned itself such that each side was portrayed on the texture, on the light texture, whatever it is. But since I don't know that ahead of time, I'm not sure if that would work. It could work. Something like basically everything has a light map, and then you're only drawing things onto the light map, and then you're just drawing things, you're only lighting things on the light map, and then drawing the objects normally, and they appear lit just because of what's going on each object's light map. That could kind of work. It's an interesting concept, but I think because I don't want to necessarily force every object to have a texture, and I don't want to have to calculate the light map per object dynamically, it seems like it might be better to, well, that could work. That's just not what I'm doing with this at the current stage, but I hadn't considered it. Thank you for the concept. That actually could go kind of crazy. I'll just do it like this. Yeah, okay, so I think we could probably do something like... No, I guess we can't presume that, right? Let me think. Well, let's try this. Debug info dot frame count. Let's try this and see what we end up getting. It does not like that. Like this. Oh. Okay, let's try that. 11 milliseconds. That's not right, though. Oh, yeah, no. We want to do it there. There we go. That's better. Okay, hold up. Let me get rid of that print line statement. Quake did that. They called them light maps, and they were lower res than textuals even. Quarter, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I feel like that there's potential there. I guess it kind of gives a feeling of like, beautiful. Again, it kind of gives a feeling of like, yeah, this is a lot better, I think. Kind of gives the feeling of kind of like vertex painting, but the vertices are aligned to surfaces and stuff. Interesting idea. I could see it going crazy. I can see it going crazy. I think this is working really, really well. We can see this most clearly if we do something like this, just to kind of like make sure that it is working correctly, and it's working pretty well. I'm going to go to this demo. I'm going to make all the guys... I'm gonna unparent all the guys like so. So we're just rendering the player and the scene, and then I'm going to go to here g.scene.force. I'm gonna say force light update lighting like so, just so that we can have something to kind of okay, so let's... Oh, it's not. We haven't loaded it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's not. Yeah, we want it here actually. Okay, so here we go. There it is. All right, so we're sitting at, yeah, a nice, like, a pretty good amount, a pretty good, pretty good speed. Whereas, I mean, a pretty slow speed. We're taking a lot of frame time, just, you know, lighting this scene, which is understandable. That's, you know, it's a pretty detailed scene. Oh, but now that I think about it, it's interesting. Like before, it would light only the triangles that were drawn, but now it has to light all of them, because if we're not forcing updates, then we can just hold on to them. So it's kind of an interesting trade-off. It's like we have to light all triangles because we don't know which triangles are going to be drawn at any given time, or we can only light the visible triangles, but then we have to constantly update triangles, update the lighting. So it's kind of an interesting, like, situation. Like for objects that are always moving, like the player object or NPCs, we would want to unparroted all the guys. For the player or things that are moving all the time, we would want to light only objects that are triangles that are rendered. But for things that are static, we want to light them all once and then just hold on to them, essentially. Hold on to the results. Because now our lighting frame time is super duper low, which is, really, really good. So I'm not sure now if I want to put it on a... Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to put it on a flag or something, so we can, you can kind of have control over it, or if I want to just leave it the way it is. I'm not sure. Maybe we can kind of like automate it where we basically see like how often does the object force lighting to be updated, how often does the model do that, and if it does it a certain amount of times, then we basically say, okay, well then switch from lighting only the triangles that are visible to lighting all of the triangles, or vice versa, switch from lighting all the triangles to only lighting the triangles that are visible if the object moves a lot. Well, I guess, yeah. BSP would help with culling if you aren't already doing that. There's so much to do. I'm not doing that. I have a basic sector system, but it's not BSPs. All right, I think I gotta call it here. We got a lot of stuff done. I'm not sure if I want to turn this into a flag or just leave it default. I feel like it's pretty good default. I mean, I think this is better than it used to be for this scene. This lighting was not this low. It was closer to 2 milliseconds, as I recall. I think lighting was like 50 milliseconds or so. So I mean, like, the result is better, but if you have a lot of objects that move around, then it may be worse. Like if your game is comprised of mainly a lot of high poly objects, relatively high poly objects. Each of these guys is pretty low. They're probably like, I don't know, 30 triangles, 40. But if you have, 1,000 triangle character, 1,000 triangle characters, that might be more problematic because we have to light all of the triangles at the same time. I don't want to put it on a flag, but I feel like I have to put it on a flag. Well, I guess the reason why this works so well is because this avoids having to light all of the triangles that are being subdivided. For moving objects, them being subdivided doesn't really make sense that much because they're small. But for like the terrain, all this stuff gets subdivided a lot as we move through the field, through the space. So it makes sense for them to be to for us to not want to have to subdivide them, essentially. Like this works pretty well. I think this is very smooth, very performant. No collision issues anymore, which is fantastic. You gotta love it. Just, it's just great. Let me see if I'm doing this anywhere else that would require. Yeah, this could, yeah. Oh, I'm doing this here. Yeah, I'm doing what I should be doing. Okay, we're not rotating them. Okay. All right. I'm This is crazy, dude. This is so much work to get, like it's so much to get this to its current state. But I mean, I'm really happy with it. Like, don't get me wrong. This is I'm just thinking about how much time and effort I've put into this, but I mean, like, it looks really good. It looks very PlayStation 1, very interesting, very unique. Again, unique. It feels like something from yeah, like some, like Novice Art said, a PlayStation 1.5. Like, it really does feel like a more detailed PlayStation, just slightly detailed, no, slightly more detailed. Same low resolution, but or similar low resolution, a little higher resolution, I guess. This is a little higher resolution maybe than the original PS1, but like the graphics, the lighting, the optimization, it's just like you're balancing so much to get this kind of a result. But I'm happy with it. This is very cool. Feels good. It feels really good. Looks interesting. All right, I'm calling it. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Solar Loon. I'll have to catch you guys later. Xbox says the performance is already pretty good. Yeah, I think it is pretty good. I think it currently, like I'm tuning it and retuning it, and it's interesting because I keep coming up with new ideas of like, oh wait, this would be faster, and if I did this way, then that would be better. So yeah, it's pretty good. I'm happy with this. 1 millisecond. 1.2 milliseconds, 0.19 milliseconds lighting with all these characters moving around and you going through a light volume and stuff. Like it's pretty good. I'm happy with that. How Yeah, we are lighting each triangle. I guess what I'm wondering, I'm not too sure about, is how the lighting frame time drops when I'm not looking in this direction. Because I'm lighting all of the triangles, right? Like I'm still lighting all of the triangles, even if I'm not looking in. Well, I guess I'm not lighting the characters. That's true. Yeah. Because they're just not drawn entirely. Okay, that's a pretty good middle ground, I guess. So I am able to avoid lighting characters if they just don't render at all. Okay. Let me adjust the documentation on this ray. Why is this green? I mean, black. Ah, okay, there's an issue. I think I have a general idea of what the issue could be, but I probably will have to fix this later. I think the issue is when we go to render another mesh part. Oh yeah, update. I don't. No, maybe I'm not sure why it's not. Okay, I have a general idea. Let me just take a look at I have an idea. I have an idea of what it could be, but I gotta investigate it some more. I feel like the issue is that the grass is occupying the vertex lights buffer in like the middle, and we are like, it's putting the lights in the middle, and then we're overriding it or something. I'm not sure exactly how or where the issue is, but I feel like it's in this space. Just like it was previously. Like, I think it's not. I think it was here before subdivision, and then once we subdivide, we're kind of losing it. Yeah, I think it's like we're subdividing the mesh part, which is the second mesh part, that's the grass. But then when we allocate it, maybe we could try this. This is going to be slower, but maybe this would work a little bit better. Still not working. Yeah, it's going to be slower, but also wastes less energy. It churns through energy less, which might be through memory less, which might be good. Let me check something real quick. I'm just going to do a quick test. If I make this green, does that make this? Yeah, I thought so. I think if the mesh part doesn't render, then it never gets a chance to get the lighting set. So you need to update the lighting. I see. Well, why would the well, hold on. Why would the grass not render? Is it because? Oh, we never lit it. We never set the lighting. I see. So we really. You really need to know whether each mesh part was lit. Yeah. Okay. That's okay. So basically, if a mesh part doesn't draw, then we can't tag the model as having been wholly relit, because if we don't draw a mesh part, we don't light it, and so it just ends up being black. It stays black. So instead, what we probably want to do is essentially light the entire mesh. Yeah, so we probably do want like a flag to be like, do you want to light this entire mesh whenever it changes, or do you only want to light the things that render? Even if performance is good as it is. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLoon. It's been real. Yeah, I'll have to catch you guys on the flip side. I got other stuff to do, but yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, you have a wonderful day. We got a lot of stuff done, man. We got a lot of stuff done. And today's Tuesday. We'll pick it up, I guess, Friday, and probably actually like work on the game. Thank you for watching. All right, I'll catch you guys later. See ya.